Good morning, everyone. We are so glad it's Monday. Are you glad it's Monday? I hope you are. If not, hopefully you can get a little positive from us and start your week off on the right foot.
Are you glad it's Monday? Because I am.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Not just because it's like the last week of school and the kids are at school for the week. But there's other reasons. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to get to work. I'm excited. Is that weird?
No, I'm excited to be at work.
So, yeah, if you're not excited, maybe you need to reevaluate some things.
Wow.
I'm just dropping truth.
Man, there you go.
Is it too early for that?
No, it's not. Not at all.
Anyway.
Not at all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, digital family. I hope everyone's having a great morning. It is Monday, TGIM, which stands for Thank God it's Monday. It is your week to bring your greatness. It is the last week before we start really ramping into the holiday season. There are things that need to be done.
It's already here.
Oh, right?
It's already here.
There are things that need to be done. And you want to know what? We have things to talk about because things are changing and you need to be aware. And that's why you tune in every That's why you tune in every morning, right? Why? Because you like to laugh at us and two, hopefully we're slightly entertaining.
Can you turn my tally light on? Because it's not working.
Oh,
and I have no idea when the camera's on.
Oh, okay. Just your camera's on. From this point on, I'm just going to leave your camera on.
Okay, great.
Because if I try to do that, I'm going to hit back. I'm going to go bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah, we don't need to. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
anyway.
This weekend, let's recap this weekend. This weekend was full of, in my case, full of little tiny people trials.
Ooh.
Okay.
Trials.
Yeah, trials, as in very much patience being tested.
Did you pray for patience? Because that's funny like that.
Right. You want to learn patience? I gave you 3. You want 4? No. We're not having 4. We're not having 4. Oh my goodness. I can already see my wife in the comments like, don't you dare. but it was.
You have something to tell me.
Right? No. Trust me. If you would know, Lindsay, you'd be one of the first, you're definitely within the sphere of influence that would know pretty quickly. But no, just tiny people just trying, right? And then there was church. There was a lot of great blessings that came out of that. There were some words spoken over Amber and I that we were receiving it, and now we're processing through it, right? When you get a word from someone, or someone comes and says, God, I believe God has wanted me to share this word with you.
Right.
Yes, you need to listen. Yes, you need to receive it. But then you need to start praying about it. What does that mean? How does that translate? How is that going to impact my life? Okay. Don't just go, great, God gave me a word.
I'm ready.
Where's my blessings? No, you need to start praying. You need to start working through it. You need to start you need to start exerting some effort, right? I think Pastor Keith nailed it today. He was talking about yesterday. Yeah. I'm already into today.
He didn't sleep much, apparently.
I did not sleep much. I did not. He talked about Proverbs 12:2. A good man obtains favor in the Lord. And he was explaining how that word obtains means to actually exert, right? If you want to have favor in the Lord, you have to put effort into it. You have to put energy into it. You have to grind, right?
Right.
You have to move forward. You can't just sit here and go.
It's almost kind of like there was a message. I don't know if it was Pastor Josh talking about it or even a guest pastor. That's how.
And you said I needed the coffee today.
Muffled my brain is right now. But it was a while ago, and they were talking about how they were going into battle, and God said that the battle is yours. The victory is yours. But this is what I need you to do. And they had to dig the trenches, right?
Right.
And so he said, the victory is yours. The blessings are yours. But this is what I need you to do.
And I think a lot of people forget about that. You want to know what? Tommy, thank you for getting us into Elevate Life Church. I didn't know what I didn't know, right? 2, you need to be at Elevate Life Church. And here's why. The way Pastor Keith preaches, the way Pastor Josh preaches, they take the word, and it's not just God's going to bless you, okay? Because God is going to bless you. But it's get off your tail, as my wife would say, and you have to put effort into it. You have to move forward. You have to pray. You have to be moving to receive those blessings. And I think, you know, in my whole life, I've never heard, okay, so one, I grew up in church. My dad has a master's in theology, okay? Like, it was hard line ingrained into us. I've never heard it put that way. You know, people think I'm going to become a Christian and blessings are going to open. No, you're going to become a Christian, and that's your first step forward. That's your first movement into receiving blessings. You have to still move forward. Right. Okay. So that is why I think so many people are very successful at our church. Is because you're training that mindset. And understand, Pastor Keith, if you want some of Pastor Keith's time, you're going to pay for his time. He's a leadership coach. He's across the world, right? He works with Fortune 500 companies, works with CEOs, and he works with small businesses. But you will pay for his time. And what he preaches is,
it's the starting point of what he talks about in his masterminds.
There you
his
go.
Coaching sessions. Like, he does keep things separate for those sessions, those paid for sessions, but it's, if you want to get started, just come to church.
Just come to church. Goodness gracious. Tithe 10% and come to church. I mean,
I don't think my brain is ready for a one-on-one with Pastor Keith. I get so much downloaded during service that I wouldn't know what to do with him on one-on-one for an hour of, like, my brain would be so overwhelmed. Right?
It's so funny. So I use the Elevate Life app. I download the notes, save that in my notepad, and then open up a new notepad just to take my notes. Because there's that
Why
much.
not just add your notes into it?
Because I will lose track trying to find where the next note needs to go. To keep it in chronological order, it's better for me to just download it so I can review it later and then come back and just start my own notes. And, oh, man, technology is great. Because if I ever want to research something, or if I ever want to review back and find something that Pastor Keith spoke about, or Pastor Josh spoke about, it's very easy to do. Yeah. Very easy to do. And it is a great way that when I'm knocked down or I feel a little off, I need to go find some verses to read. Who am I going to go look at? Pastor Keith. I mean, there's just Pastor Keith, Pastor Josh, Pastor Keith, Pastor Josh. You know, on that note, did you buy Pastor Josh's book? The black one with the triangle?
No, they didn't talk about that at the 9.
Well, no. It was for sale a couple months ago. I bought it. Wow.
Apparently, I missed that service.
Wow. What an amount of knowledge is in that book. I will try to find you a copy and buy one for you.
Oh, I will. Yeah, I will go look for a copy.
So if you're looking for that positive mindset, get into Elevate Life. Just so you know, no, Elevate Life is not.
We're not perfect.
No, not that. Oh. We're not being compensated by them. We're not asked. No one asked us to do this. Okay. This is me going, I have grown more in the years I've been at Elevate Life than I ever did at any other church beforehand.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Right. And
well, it's a different mentality. Like, I would say I've been into a church where I have grown like this before, but it was different. This is helping me understand from a business and family leadership role. Whereas, like, before it was, you know, more spiritual, that sounds so wrong. That's not coming out right. Anyway, yeah. Elevate Life is a great church to help you take that spiritual side of it, where, you know, you get an understanding of who God is and what he wants for you and what he speaks over you and how he fights for you, and that leadership of how you take that into your family and create a legacy that is going to help the kingdom of God grow.
I agree. I agree.
Okay.
I think that I think that Elevate Life is a great place to meet you where you're at, and they're going to level you up.
Yep.
If you can open your ears, you can open your eyes. If you can open your mind, you will level up.
So yesterday, Pastor was talking about Proverbs 12:2 and talking about blessing and how blessing, being blessed is like the children of Israel when they were pulled out of Egypt and they stayed in the desert for 40 years. And it wasn't 400 years. But I've never heard that said that way. And then when they went to the promised land, that was when they were in the favor of God. And it was like, oh my gosh, how crazy. Like, I've never heard it like that. Being blessed was like a desert for them.
Being blessed was getting fed daily, right? So translate that in today's day.
Right.
That's like getting your what every 2 weeks?
Your paycheck.
Living paycheck to paycheck,
Right.
trusting in God,
Yep.
right? I believe, but that's you being blessed.
Right.
You haven't hit favor yet.
Right.
Hear me one more time. The way he described it was, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, and yes, you're doing your tithe, yes, you got your savings, but you're still living paycheck to paycheck.
Yep.
You still haven't hit your favor stride yet. You still haven't entered into the promised land. You're still relying on God and going, okay, God, I'm believing you, but there's still something else you have to learn.
Right. And that's the whole reason they were in the desert, because they weren't learning their lesson.
They still have
That
lessons
just
to
blows
learn.
my mind.
right?
Like, this 11-day trip took 40 years. How many lessons did they have to learn? Well, how old am I? No. I am. Oh my gosh,
right?
I get it.
Right? I'm 40 years old, and I'm just now understanding, like, because of Pastor Keith, because of Pastor Josh,
Right.
Because of Garrett, right? I'm still because of the Glorias, right? Because of Scott Armanderas, right? Because of the new men that I get to be around and the leadership I get to listen to. I don't believe it or not. I love it when I don't have to talk and I'm just absorbing. I know, total shocker, right? But there's a point where you think you've been living in favor, and that's just because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Right. And that I believe is the epiphany that you had.
I did. Yes.
Sunday.
It was crazy. I was
Now,
like, wow.
now you know, right? So now how do you get to, I now see that there's another level, right? Now, how do I get there?
Well,
God, what lessons
there's
do I need to
lessons
learn?
I need to learn, apparently. So,
and maybe, yes.
and it's asking, like,
Yes.
to me, that's what I've been doing. Okay, God, what is it that I'm missing? What is it that I'm not understanding? How can you show me again so that I can see it and I can work towards it? Because right now I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what that is. So ask God. If you're at that point, you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be learning. Ask him. He will tell you.
He will tell you.
He will show you.
And here's the thing, though, right? It may not be something you want to hear.
Right?
Okay? And you have to. Go ahead, please.
I'm going to get a little real, a little vulnerable, right? So Amber and I talked about quitting soda, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after church, I went grocery shopping. And guess what I bought? Soda. And do you know what happened on the way out the grocery store? They fell off my cart and busted open.
No, they did not.
Yes, they did.
It's like God came over and said, nope, bonk.
Like, Lindsay, I thought you were on the right track here. I'm like, oh.
But that's it, right? It's something, it could be something that simple.
Yes.
Because for God to bless you, okay, in favor, you have to be disciplined. And am I saying you have to give up soda for the rest of your life? No.
Right.
But what is that lesson? Maybe, and this is very specific to Lindsay.
Yes.
What is that lesson that Lindsay needs to get disciplined on so that when God provides that blessing, you don't squander it? right? What do you need to get disciplined on so when he provides that blessing, you can utilize that blessing in the right way? You know, it goes back to Pastor Keith's message, was it last week or the week before, when you had the three individuals, right? And one doubled, the one that got 5 doubled it, the one that got 2 doubled it, and the one that got 1, you know, hit it on the ground, right? And yet at the end of that story, please understand, if you want the link to that message, because it was so heavy hitting. Right. If you want the link,
talked about
I'll find
it for 4 weeks.
Yes.
Like it was a whole series on that.
But that's it, right? Are you in the third chair where you squandered it, right? Are you in the second chair where you did okay? So here we go, right? Pastor Keith, here we go. You ready? Are you squandering, right? Are you still in Egypt? Are you that third chair? Or are you in the middle chair, right? God's blessing you, but you're still in the desert. Okay? Or are you in that first chair? You're in the chair of favor, right? And you're now in the promised land. Like, you can go back and put these pieces together, you know, and you have to, if you just open your ears, And here's the thing, 10 years ago, I would not be able to put those together. 10 years ago, I would not be able to make the parallels. It was not there. I was not mentally ready to have this conversation.
Well, I think your heart needs to be in the right place too. Like, there's chains and there's walls that we put up when we get hurt. There's things that happen in life that, you know, you get scars, you get cracks in your armor, you get, you know, and reinforcing that to protect yourself is natural. And that's something that we have to fight every day. Like, okay, I'm not going to put this wall up. I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to choose to tell you the story that was embarrassing for me because I'm like in the middle of the parking lot picking up soda cans. Okay. But at the same time, like, are you trying to guard that? Or are you saying, here, no, make me better, make me stronger by being open to what God wants to do in your life?
There you go. That was good. All right, we're gonna hop over to another topic. I will drop. I would in the comments, right? God's timing is perfect. Amber's just blowing up the comments right now. Thank you, sweetheart.
Amber.
You know,
don't hate me because I bought soda.
No. But she's talking about it, right? Filling up the need. Discipline is necessary.
Yeah.
God's timing is perfect, right? Be open. Be open and be ready to listen. So know that I'm gonna put the link to elevate.life. Okay. You can go in, you could watch some of the messages and be ready. Like, if you're going to watch Pastor Keith or Pastor Josh, be ready. Okay. Be ready to take down some notes and be ready. Okay. I was about to go down a whole nother tangent, and I'm just switching gears. So now we're kind of we're coming into the holidays, and just so you know, the holidays are the perfect time for hackers and scammers. Okay, this is where they're going to try to get into your wallets. You're going to try to get into your checking accounts. They're also going to try to get into your business assets.
Yep.
Okay. If you have a Facebook page, if you have a Google My Business listing, if you have an Instagram business, if you have a TikTok business, if you have a LinkedIn business, understand that this is the time where they're going to try to take your assets, right? And they're going to hold them for ransom. They're going to ask you for money to let them go. All right. Now, right now, the reason why I bring this up is this week, over the weekend, I got hit on Facebook and I got hit on Google My Business. So if you have a Google My Business listing, okay, one, make sure that you have 2 admins on there. Okay. 1. 2, if you see a request come in for someone who wants access to your Google My Business or access to your Facebook, okay, especially if you have a business manager, okay, you need to make sure that you're declining those. Don't let those sit out there. Okay. You have to make sure that you decline those and report them as spam. So when you decline it, you can actually put a comment in, and you need to put the word spam. That tells Google that Gmail account that was asking for access is spam, and they need to either monitor it or shut it down. Okay. You have to be aware of your business digital assets.
What happens if they don't do anything about that email?
If you don't do anything about the email, it will actually sit there, and it gives the person the authority or the
Credibility.
you go credibility to now ask Google saying, hey, that's actually my business asset. I've had this request sitting out there. It allows them to start the conversation. It allows them to open up a conversation with Google or Facebook, and you don't even want them to get to the conversation part.
Right. Yep. Shut
Okay.
it down.
You need to shut it down immediately. Now, here we go. If you get a request and you're like, Nick, I don't know, ask me.
Right.
Okay.
Take a screenshot. Don't click anything. Screenshot it. Email it to us.
Just ask.
Just ask.
Please ask. Okay. Because if you lose that asset, then you're going to have to pay an agency like mine to recover that. And this could range in between $500 and this could scale up to $3,000 to get your digital asset back.
All because you didn't mark it as spam and deny it.
All because you did not do your due diligence.
So.
Okay. Now, if you have an agency like mine, okay, or ours, sorry, I keep saying mine today,
That's
ours.
Okay. It's yours.
If you have an agency like ours, then we're monitoring that for you. That's one of the services we provide. And that's why you have an agency like us. Okay, monitoring that for you. That way you don't have to handle this. That way you don't have to worry about it. You're like, oh, my agency has this.
Right.
Okay. Social Media Torch has it. I don't need to worry about it. I can focus on what I need to focus on. Okay. And that's why you have an agency like us. So be aware as we roll into the holidays. This is going to happen more often.
Yep.
So be aware.
And you're busy. Like the holiday, you're busy during the holidays. Don't neglect your inboxes. Don't, just stay on top of it.
Right. Or hire us to do it for you.
Yep.
One of the two. Either use your time or pay us to use our time.
Yep.
Okay. Next thing. Instagram. They're testing out live moderator in Instagram live mode.
What?
Yeah. Okay. So what this means, kind of like what we do with the comments here, right?
Yes.
It allows you to moderate the comments, but you're no longer going to have to use like a third party to do it. You'll be able to see you go Instagram live and be able to interact with your audience while you're on Instagram live.
People do that already.
Well, I guess this is a bigger way of doing it. Now here's the other good thing. Okay. If you're a live moderator, so Facebook, and just FYI, I got to watch a video between Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, and the guy who owns Facebook. Oh my goodness, having a brain fart right now. You're just nodding at me.
Because I don't remember. I'm so bad with names.
It's okay. It's so okay.
Sorry.
Like right as soon as I get off this conversation, we'll be like, oh, that'll pop in my head.
Yeah.
And if you are using Facebook for posting videos or posting photos, you are scratching the surface. Okay. The owner of Facebook and the people that are in that world, there's a reason why Facebook bought the Oculus. Okay. Which is the whole VR. There's a reason why they have Facebook glasses now, AR, augmented reality. You are scratching the surface. Okay. With 3.5 billion users across the world, there is so much more coming out. That's Facebook. Yep. And Facebook's going to get into gaming. Okay. Facebook's going to get into crypto. You have to understand all these things that are going on in this ecosystem. So you have to make sure you are successful now. So as this ecosystem starts to pivot, you are on the front line of that moving into the future. Okay. And these are conversations that Lindsay and I are already having. Like, do we need to have Oculus headsets? Do we need to start diversifying into virtual reality and augmented reality? The answer is yes. We're having those conversations now because in 3 to 5 years, that's where it's going to be. Okay. That's when you're going to see more people wearing glasses, and they're already talking about contacts that are powered.
How are they powered?
Powered by the heat of your body. I am not lying to you right now. The heat of your body and movement. Like we're talking like full-fledged. I spoke about the movie Nice Guy. Right? Like we are moving forward at such a rapid pace. Okay, now hear me.
So fast.
Hear me. Facebook this year, just this year has already invested 10 billion. That is billion with a B into virtual reality and augmented reality. Okay.
Is that
it? Just 10 billion. They are hiring the best VR and AR engineers. Okay, this is the direction that Facebook is going. This is the direction that Meta is going. There's a reason for the name change.
It's not Facebook anymore.
It's Facebook that's owned by Meta, right? There's a reason, and you need to be aware of it. All right. So because of the direction, I had to make sure I get it all on here. It was one of the CEOs of a major India firm got locked out of his Instagram, and it was a massive Instagram. Mm-hmm. Okay. And because of that, they took it over and they just started putting all kinds of stuff out there. Very bad PR when your name is attached to it. Mm-hmm. And going back to security, you have to make sure that you have two-factor authentication turned on.
Yes.
Okay. If you're using Facebook or Meta, you have to make sure that you have people who can vouch for you. There's a whole section on the Facebook personal profile of different things that you need to do to make sure that you are set up. So if your account gets hacked, you can regain access to your account.
Yep.
Okay.
There's people you can, like, your friends, having them connected. So, like, to verify who you are.
Correct.
Like, there were things in there that I'm like, where did this come from?
Right.
Who knew that this was there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as we move to the VR AR, this is going to become one and synonymous. Mm-hmm. Like yeah, you have a Texas driver's license. That's somehow going to be attached to your to your social media profiles. And Australia is already doing this, mm-hmm. right? If you want to have a social media profile, we have to verify it's you. Now, Facebook or Meta, if you want to run any kind of political ads, they need to verify it's you. You have to submit your ID, right? You have to submit this information.
Gaining access to your account, you have to go through this long paperwork process, submitting your verification, your ID, saying it is who you are.
Oh, yes. If you lose your account
of your page, like, do you really own your business? All these things. Like,
right.
Yeah. We're already in that direction, and now they're just expanding it more. And
there you go, right? So do you sit here and say, okay, no, I'm going to fight this. I'm going to fight this. No, you need to seize on the opportunity. You already know the direction it's going. You're not going to stop it. Okay. This is, I mean, if you look at Star Trek and Star Wars and some of these sci-fi, genres, that is the direction we're going. Mm-hmm. Okay. You're no longer going to be sit here on your square phone. It's going to be setting it down and a hologram's going to appear.
I can't wait. That's going to be
right.
So cool.
Right. But this is the direction it's going. So you need to get in now. You need to get in. You need to build out your social media profiles now. You need to be getting up to date on this now, mm-hmm. because the longer you wait, okay, there is a newer business profile has to go through has more stringent guidelines than a profile that's 1 or 2 years old. Mm-hmm. Okay. You getting started now is going to help you succeed as this world moves forward.
It's also going to help you learn at a not as steep incline of a learning curve if you start now and you learn with the program as opposed to jumping in later and saying, I'm just going to learn.
And yes, you're right on that, right? But here's the thing. You can either do that or you better hire a company like us to take care of it for you. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you're like, Nick, I don't want to get on Facebook. I don't want to be on LinkedIn. I don't want to be on Instagram. I don't want to be on TikTok. I don't want to. I get it. And that's okay. You have your focus. You have your niche. You have what you're great at. Then you hire us because of what we're great at and let us take care of it for you. And you just reap the benefits of it. But Facebook is, depending on what article you're reading at any given point in time, Facebook/Meta is either the second or third most powerful search engine out there. There's a reason why Yahoo's going after them. There's a reason why AOL is going after Meta. There's a reason why even Google's going after Meta. There's a reason why Apple's going after Meta. Okay. Mm-hmm. They are setting the infrastructure for Web 3.0, the whole new web stuff. Okay. And they're leading it. They're pioneering it. Mm-hmm. And these other companies are coming in behind. And that's why they're kind of poking fun at Meta.
It's because they didn't think of it first. They're jealous.
You want to know what? I love the capitalistic way. I think competition is great. But I do believe that there is a way that these companies could be working together. Mm-hmm. Right. We're talking about Elon with Space City. Okay. We're talking about rocket launches and new technology. You need to get in now.
His name's Mark. Zuckerberg.
Yes, thank you.
It's like, I still couldn't think of it. I'm like, what is wrong with my brain this morning?
It's Monday. You want to, here we go, right? So, Lindsay.
Nick.
We're going to change topics.
Great.
Right?
We're almost done. I mean, we're
actually, you want to know what? Actually, we're going to bring this topic up tomorrow.
Oh.
And here's why. It is a thank you to Lindsay. It's a thank you to Lindsay. We're going to open up with a thank you to Lindsay.
A whole week.
Oh, that's goodness. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up on our 30 minutes. Just want to tell you, hey, thank you guys for tuning in today. Please make sure that you comment and you like. That lets us know that we need to be praying for you. I'm going to drop the link for elevate.life, okay? And if you're like, man, I don't know what church to go to. Nick and Lindsay keep talking. Listen, Lindsay and her family go to the 9 a.m. service. Nick and my family, we go to the 11 a.m. service. Come sit with either one of us. Just message us in advance. We'll save you seats.
Yep.
Okay? But come, join us. Get in the room. Mm-hmm. Get in the room. You don't know what you're missing out on because you're not even in the room. Get in the room.
Yep.
Okay? So, you are loved. You're prayed for. Have a great week. Crush it this week.
Yes.
We need you. We need you to crush it this week. Okay? Lindsay wants you to rise up. I want you to crush it. Rise up and crush it.
I love that.
Oh my goodness. All I saw was Donkey Kong with the big hammer coming up and crushing it. Be the Donkey Kong.
DK. Yeah. Anyway.
Lindsay, we have to figure out the shirt thing. We have to figure the shirt thing out. So many great ideas happen on this show. All right. Hey, make sure you comment and like. That's how we know to pray for you. Bring your greatness today. Make sure you rise up. Know that you are loved. Mm-hmm. Okay? People around you need your greatness. Bring it. And we'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.